Greetings, Macadine family and listening audience. I am Camille Shabazz of Macadine University, and I just want to spend a few brief moments with you and share some of our perspective on what's going on and what needs to be done in this critical hour. How you doing, Joanne Shiraman? Welcome to Macadine. So what I want to deal with is the subject at hand, and that is it's open season on all men. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your color. No, we're not doing that, babe. Come on. It doesn't matter none of that today, as illustrated by Bill Cosby and his situation, Johnny Depp and his situation, and now oh, poor George Foreman and his situation. Poor George. George, I think, is about 72 years old. And they're coming at him as though he did something to them. Not just in the 70s. They're coming at old George like he did something just last week. When in reality, old George did nothing at all. But that is the climate of the times in which we live. It is open season, and due to the social engineering that has taken place over the last nearly 60 years since the feminist movement, you now have a whole different breed of female. A whole different breed. And she has been weaponized against the male. Especially in America, where you have the Me Too movement leading the crowd in all of these unjust attacks on innocent men. Now, we're not saying that there's not bad men in the world and that men haven't did bad things. But when you start misusing the justice system to try to pick the pockets of an elderly man, I say that you are a criminal. You are a criminal. And I don't know what's wrong with these brothers of means and of money. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I know one thing. They need to start fighting back, and they need to learn from the example of Johnny Depp. You need to use your resources to bury them women. Bury them. Bury them under piles and miles of litigation and run them off the scene. Because when somebody is wrong, they don't have the same spirit to fight like someone who's right. And that's why America lost the war in Vietnam. Turn that off, baby. Excuse me. Excuse me, 1 second. Let's go in the room. You're going to go in the room. Come on. We're going to go in here. Go in the room. Let's go and sit down. We got here. All right. So as I was saying, they need to use their resources and all the power that they have to drive them off the face of the earth. Because that's the only language that men or women understand, is that you come at them legally. See, most of these miserable people out here causing havoc in hell are those who don't have no fucking lives and don't have no money. But you hit them. You hit them where it hurts. Because most of them, they don't want to go to court and have their lives exposed. They don't want that problem. But like I was saying, we're dealing with a new breed. And it's not the breed that Solomon was talking about 3,000 years ago in Proverbs 31, where he asked the question, and who can find a virtuous woman? Solomon asked that question 3,000 years ago. And if he asked that question 3,000 years ago, and he didn't get an answer, what kind of answer would he get in 2022? where you got women celebrating their WAP and celebrating doing whatever it is they got to do to get some raggedy bag. What kind of woman? What kind of woman is here today? That's the question. What kind of woman do we have on the scene today? And on the flip side, the same question could be asked, what kind of man do we have on the scene? Because a man who lays down and allows injustice to take place to him is not a man. It's not a man. Every man, whenever you're attacked, I don't care what you have, whether it's a stone, your shoe, a bone, whatever, you fight with what you got. And you never know. You might land an overhand right that knocks the person out, or whatever the case may be. But when you're right, you always have might behind you. It's the wrong, it's the wicked that has to watch their back as they walk down the street when no man pursues them. That's the wicked. Always looking around left and right, back, because they're always up to no good. And when good comes to them, when someone presents love and understanding to them, they don't even know how to handle it. And they think that someone has an ulterior motive because that's how they think and that's how they operate. So you got these demonesses out here that are attacking men. They even have books out on how to destroy a man. An outright book on Amazon, How to Destroy a Man. That's the climate that we're dealing with today. That's the climate where it is outright war. And men, you keep on playing with these women, and whenever you deal with a woman, it's the equivalent to going into a damn bomb mine, a landmine. She is the most dangerous potential enemy on earth because she's beautiful. Whenever you want to take down a great man, you slide a beautiful woman under him. And they're saying that Kevin Samuels died from hypertension. I don't believe that. That woman was slid under him and he mysteriously died. And I think that needs to be investigated. I don't give a damn what some governmental agency said. She's a suspect and she should be treated as one. I don't give a damn. But when you are dealing in the realms of power, they'll always slip what it is you love under you. Whether it's dope, women, it doesn't matter. Your enemy always comes to you through that which you love. Your desires. You love pretty women? Slide that beautiful woman under. And before you know it, like David Petraeus, you're telling governmental secrets to an enemy who you thought loved you, who you thought desired you, when in reality, she was just on a personal mission. Simple as that. So brothers, when you out here and you got babies by these women who have turned on you, cannot retaliate physically, man. That violent shit is out the door, man. Leave her alone or deal legally. Simple as that. And if your emotions are overwhelming you like that, where you can't deal with her without being physical, you don't need to be with any woman. Especially in this day and time, because you will be destroyed. You have no friend in the courthouse. And when you go in that courthouse, you better go in that courthouse with so many weapons that the judge has to go like this and say, I'm not touching that. Because black man, in particular, if you don't go in the courtroom with ammunition that's going to blow the doors off, you can't even go in there against her, because everybody in the courtroom is against the man. So you got to treat her the way she treats you, and that is as a damn enemy. During peacetime, she's contemplating war. While you laying back and she putting grapes in your mouth, she's thinking about how the fuck she's going to destroy you. I told my son that, and he didn't listen. Now he's going through these custody battles and all that. When from the door, you should have had at least 50-50, like I told you, when y'all was happy and when you was in bliss. But now she has the children and you don't know what to do. But I gave you the example of what to do. And that is stay on top of your game from the door. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Because she's always ready. She's been bred by her mama to be ready. While you out here playing the field and being a player. Playtime is over. You need a game changer. You need to get out of the game that you in, brother. You need the game changer, the macadine, the game changer. Change your brain. Change your thinking. Because she's out here on kamikaze missions. And you out here just trying to get your head wet. Your priorities are out of order. And brothers, you better wake up because they're playing for keeps. This thirst that you have is killing you. Because you got these women out here that's using your energy, your sperm, your power for their personal spells and personal power. You see what I'm saying? They're casting spells using your energy. You think they want to make love to you. They just want your energy, fool. Simple as that. And this is not a man that's mad, by the way. I'm very happy. I'm just seeing my brothers go to destruction. And I'm tired of seeing it. Old men in your 60s and 50s still getting slaughtered by these sisters that are 20 years, 30 years younger than you. And running circles around you and getting you put out of your own house. Better wake up. Better wake up. Now, in I think that's the Book of Kings, chapter 3, verse 16 to 28, there's a story regarding Solomon and two prostitutes. One of the prostitutes, they both had children the same age. And when they went to bed one night, one of the prostitutes rolled over and fell asleep and killed her child. She went into the other room, took the other babies from the other mother while she was asleep, switched babies, claimed that the other baby was the other lady's, and they went before Solomon. And Solomon let them present their case. But how he discovered who the real mother was because after they were arguing, he said, well, you know what? I'm just going to cut the baby in half and y'all can divide it like that. And there was one woman, she said, fine, we'll do that then. The other one was like, no, you can have the baby. The maternal instinct revealed the knowledge to Solomon, according to the story. The moral to the story, the message to the story is the mentality of the type of woman that we have in this world in the last days. They will use their babies. They will do anything to get their way. Kill their baby. Say, no, before I let the father have it, I'll destroy it. I'll create lies. I'll go to the court and say he's this and that. Because once they're blinded by rage and that demonic energy, it's no stopping them. They'll do anything, say anything, use anybody to get to the end, to get where it is that they're trying to go to and who it is they're trying to destroy. So you got to inoculate yourself. You got to protect yourself. You have to be like I say the sun and the earth is. Anything that comes into the earth's rotational gravitation, it gets burnt up. Once anything comes into this atmosphere, it get burnt up. Comes into our atmosphere on fire because we have a protective layer. I think it's referred to as the Van Allen belt. There's a protective layer around the earth to prevent such calamities. And you should be the same way. You have to make your life so precious on all levels that for anyone to violate your rights on any level, any degree, it's a painful price to pay. Painful price to pay. And whenever someone goes against you, how is it that you measure or determine how to, give justice, so to speak? How do you go about giving justice when someone wrongs you? First of all, when someone wrongs you to a certain level, you can measure the hurt and you can see the intentions behind it once you are calmed down the line. But when someone does some things to you that you know and they know terminates everything, because they know that they have violated every conceivable law. Like the man who walks in on his woman and she's making love to somebody else. That type of stuff. That type of level of disrespect and hurt and pain that someone does on purpose. When someone comes at you like that, there's no holds barred. You take them all the way to the hilt when it comes to taking them to court and suing them and doing whatever you got to do to let it be known that you are not the one to play with. And understand the nature of the person that you're trying to get to know or going down the lifeline with. When they reveal who they are, and everyone does, because the average man and woman wears an average of 20 masks a day. So when she finally takes her mask and her wig off and starts to show you who she really is, sometimes it's greatly bad and sometimes it's not. All people got different natures. But once she shows her dark side, depending how dark it is, and you put up with it, don't ever forget what you're dealing with. Because whatever their nature is, they're always going to revert back to it. The honeymoon is only a couple of weeks to a month. Then it's over and it's back to usual. And then these people are caught up in these cycles of fighting, love making, making up to break up. No, that shit does not go away. If there's no therapy taking place, if there's no efforts on both parties' parts to improve self, it's not going to work. You're going to do the same stuff over and over and over again. And it turns into what they call the cycle of dysfunction and the cycle of violence. Y'all are ready to kill each other, and then you're making passionate love, and it lasts for a couple more days, and then the explosions happen again. She's a bitch, you're a bitch, punk, whatever. Then before you know it, somebody's hurt or killed. Stop ignoring the warning signs. If she hits you, you got to act the same way towards her as she would if you hit her. Don't tolerate violence. Don't tolerate it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So protect yourself by any means necessary. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Have a wonderful evening. Peace and salute.